Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary, where I do the research to try to teach you a little something about what you're drinking. Tonight, in my unending quest to bring you inexpensive whiskeys that don't suck, I wanted to talk to you about Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon, formerly known as Wild Turkey 81. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon is aged from 6 to 8 years, and when you consider, the color here, it looks it. It's a pretty dark color, but when you think about the fact that it's usually used as a mixer, that's a little surprising. 6 to 8 years is long for a bourbon. But this ended up being a replacement for Eddie Russell's Wild Turkey 80, and originally it was called Wild Turkey 81. However, it has a different mash bill and obviously the 0.5% ABV higher. So why call it Kentucky Straight Bourbon? Why not call it Wild Turkey 81 anymore? Well, basically the impression was that people thought it was a lighter version of the Wild Turkey 101. And because it is a different mash bill and it does have a different flavor, they kind of wanted to separate it from the 101. Makes some sense. All right, let's go ahead and get into the nosing and the tasting here. All right, so I've had this sitting out for a little bit, and I left the coin on there just to kind of make sure I kept the aromas in there. So you're getting obviously some classic bourbon notes. You get vanilla, you get a little bit of corn sweetness, slight tinge of rye in there. But the part that sticks out to me in here is peaches. Right on the nose, you're smelling some sort of fruit. And after a little bit of evaluation, I determined that I think it's peach. So let's go ahead and take a taste. Cheers. Well, the biggest thing about the taste, and I'm kind of seeing why, although it's 6 to 8 years, it's not typically considered a sipper. It's only 81 proof, right? So it's 40.5% ABV. And it tastes quite a bit like alcohol. It does, however, have an oakiness to it. So you're getting some of the tannins on your tongue, but you're also getting a little bit of nuttiness. But in general, most of the flavors are muted, or I should say undershadowed, I guess, by the alcohol. And that's a little surprising. I did, in my evaluation, try this with some water, and it does cut it a little bit. And that kind of gives you that impression that maybe this is good with either ice or as a mixer. I can tell you, I did a little bit of experimentation for this video, but most of that went into Manhattans that I was practicing making, and makes a good Manhattan. So, like I said, the point of this whiskey is to be a mixer. It is not necessarily to be drank straight. You're not going to have a bad time if you drink it straight. I just think for the price, which I think this bottle was probably the high 20s, and for a little tiny bit more, you can get Wild Turkey 101. If you want a sipper from Wild Turkey, go for the Wild Turkey 101. If you want a mixer, or if you want something inexpensive to practice with, it's a great choice. I think that you're going to enjoy this. Mix it with some decent vermouth, and you won't even notice the difference. So thank you for joining me here on the Whiskey Dictionary, and I hope you have a great rest of your night. Cheers.